Scorpio, welcome back. This is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and this is your February read. Your February reading for Scorpio, placement Sun, Moon, or Rising, and it is a general reading. So, if it's not resonating, don't force the fit. Okay? We're going to be working with the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. Let me see if I can get you a nice clear view there of the artwork here on the cover of this book. It's amazing stuff. This art is really breathtakingly beautiful. For February, I asked the Facebook group if they had any suggestions, and I got a mixed bag. Lots of different people wanting different things. So what I decided to do with February is ask Spirit to give us just some general guidance in some different areas. So first, love. Second, money. And third, where are we blocked and how do we get out of our own way? Essentially, what part of life is kind of stuck right now and we need some help, some guidance on how to unstick ourselves, how to get out of our own way. So first, what about love? You have the Seneschal. Beautiful, isn't it? Or Senecal. I think it's Seneschal. Let me know if you know the pronunciation. And where's my money? What do you got for money here? You have another beautiful card, the Eight of Earth. And Scorpio, where are you blocked? How do you get out of your own way? And you have a major arcana here, 24, Faith. Sorry about the glare there. Really, really beautiful artwork. So, what I'm going to do is read from the book. I want to make sure I'm very authentically giving you the messages that the author intended. The creator of this deck chose not to go with a standard Rider-Waite type interpretations and names of cards and that sort of thing. So I will read from the book for you. There are keywords, key phrases, and then some general information. We'll start first with the question of love and emotion. This is Earth as well. Sorry, I didn't tell you that. It's 12 of Earth, the Seneschal. And we will take a look at her. Beautiful earrings, huh? A couple of different Earth energies coming through for you in February. All right, Scorpio, where are we here? Just a moment to find this in the book. I thank you for your patience in waiting for these to come out. I had such a bad cold last week. I lost my voice, and I'm just getting it back. So I'm going to do my best not to have another coughing fit. I think I'm okay today. I don't think we have to worry about that, but the reading sometimes irritates my throat. So anyway, let's just jump right in here. Keywords: servant, administrator, mediator, justice, law, organized, trustworthy, loyal. Key phrases: service to a higher purpose, loyalty to authority, speak for others. Is your power real or borrowed? Follow the rules or directions given. Use personal power wisely. Question everything. Blind loyalty makes one blind. And I know the quality on the video, the lighting is not ideal. I really just did not have the bandwidth to be able to deal with fixing that last week. So thank you again for your patience. The meaning on this card: the Seneschal of Earth symbolizes the service to king and country. Seneschal is a trusted servant who has access to and control over all within his lord's domain. He, while being of noble blood himself, is in service to and speaks for the one above him. His duties are many. He's respected by some and feared by others, for he holds the keys to both the treasury and the dungeon. He is both judge and mediator within the halls and lands of the kingdom. He upholds the law and metes out justice in the name of his lord or lady. The seneschal also controls his master's wealth, giving payment to those who are owed and collecting taxes from those who owe. This character is powerful, but his power is borrowed and dependent upon his willingness to follow the orders of those around him, above him, I should say, without question. If his loyalty falters or falls under suspicion, he could lose everything, even his life. The seneschal of earth represents a person in service, not to the many, but to one. His role is multifaceted and every task is performed with care. He's a master organizer and possesses both intelligence and a quick mind. He is a person who sets aside leadership aspirations in order to be the trusted representative of the one who leads. His position places great responsibility on his shoulders, but he is committed and dedicated. Symbolizes a willingness or necessity to obey the rules or directions of those in charge, and to put aside personal beliefs and opinions. This card asks you that you use your personal power wisely. If you have the ear and favor of those who are in a position of power, you, in turn, have the power to bring happiness or harm. What do you choose to do? So, this card, showing up in the realm of love and emotion, tells me that you, in February, you are benefiting from your association with another. And you will continue to have the power of connection, the blessing of association, as long as you follow the rules, as long as you are loyal to this other person. So in a romantic context, what does that mean? Could mean a couple of different things I can see here, and we will pull clarifying cards after. There is here the possibility that there's a power dynamic within your relationship where you are submissive to a dominant partner in whatever way that plays out for you, but that you are afforded the value of that connection because you play this role of second to the leader. And that may come up this month because you may find that it doesn't fit you that well anymore. Or you may be entering a relationship of this nature where you are the submissive to the dominant and you have quite an enjoyment of that position. You feel the power and the authority that are given to you by association with this other person. It could also mean, from a romantic or an emotional aspect, that you're just aware of and doing some work around how you and a partner share power, how you are finding the right fit for you, sharing out responsibilities, sharing out obligations, sharing out authority within your connection. But the keystone in any way that we interpret this card for you, Scorpio, is that the power comes from being loyal to that connection. And should you choose not to be loyal to that connection, there is a consequence, and you lose something. So we'll get into that a little bit more once we have a chance to look at some clarifying cards there. Let's take a look at number 8 of Earth, which is addressing questions around money for you in February. The 8 of Earth keywords: growth, manifestation, accomplishment, success, abundance, wealth, appreciation. Key phrases: success, wealth, and love. Do what you love what you do. Make plans for the future. A time of abundance ahead. Confidence in a future outcome. Do not rest on your laurels. Money does not buy happiness. Lose the lack mentality. And what a lovely card to get in addressing your financial situation. It sounds like there are some really positive developments in finances for you this month. There's a sense here that part of what brings you this new wealth is believing that you deserve it, right? That losing the lack mentality. When you are in a mindset that you are in lack, that you don't have enough, that there aren't enough resources, you can attract that to you. If you've done any reading or exploration in the law of attraction, this will be a familiar concept. I had to have a little sip of coffee there. Meaning, the Eight of Earth symbolizes success, wealth, and love, the manifestation of a positive attitude, doing what you love and loving what you do. This is a very optimistic card, one that suggests a time of abundance, fruitfulness, and a good harvest ahead, a peaceful, happy home, career confidence, the respect of your peers. What more could you ask for? All the seeds born of past planting are growing well, and you can be confident that the outcome you need will manifest. This can also be a good time to think about taking the next big leap, rather than resting on your laurels. You have it within you to go further and reach greater heights, if you so desire, especially if you remain committed to doing everything to the best of your ability. The Eight of Earth signifies a time to look to, acknowledge, and celebrate your successes, and perhaps to start making new plans for the future as well. So this is really positive. You're starting to see positive outcomes from the work you've done in the past. But it's also encouraging you this month to think about, what's the next step? How can you go bigger? How can you go higher? And perhaps you've got some thoughts there. We will do some clarifying cards on that as well. So for your third inquiry of spirit, we have number 24, faith. And this is meant to be addressing where you might be blocked, how to get out of your own way. It is a major arcana, so you may see some significant developments in this area this month. Usually the major arcana are sort of flagging for us that there are some big changes or big shifts coming. Let's find your card. "24, where are you?" Faith. This is the last of the major arcana, actually. Keywords: faith, self-belief, confidence, divine connection, trust, serenity, surrender. Key phrases: faith is beautiful. Self-belief helps you to overcome. Self-belief and faith inspire confidence. Doubt breeds mistakes. Cruel words can do lasting harm. Do not give up because of past mistakes. Be kind and supportive. Set yourself believable goals. You matter. You are enough. You are not alone. Do not be unkind because others have been unkind to you. Take delight in compliments. So, right off the bat, what's jumping out at me out of those key phrases is self-belief and faith inspire confidence, and cruel words can do lasting harm. So I think whoever I am picking up on, you have a bit of a shaken confidence right now, because there were some mistakes and you were judged very harshly for them. People said some pretty cruel things to you about something where there was a mistake, and they made you feel like you are bad, not what you did was bad, if you get my distinction there. It really hurt you, and it's causing a mental block for you in regaining your confidence, in moving forward with big, bold goals, because you're remembering that hurt. And you're starting to doubt yourself a little bit too much. Or you have been. I shouldn't say starting. You have been. But this month you have a really wonderful window of opportunity in which to address that, to release that, to surrender that feeling of doubt and bring back your confidence. To have faith, the eighth of the influence cards, is a beautiful thing. It inspires a feeling of serenity that is unshakable. With faith comes a level of self-confidence that sees you capable of overcoming all that life throws at you. To have self-belief gives you confidence when facing new and challenging situations. When out in a social setting, you are comfortable to be yourself. Having self-belief allows you to enjoy life more because you are less troubled by insecurity. With faith in yourself and your abilities, you stand a greater chance of having a successful career. You are more confident in taking well-considered risks. You are healthier and happier because you are under less stress and emotional and mental stress and pressure. In turn, your relationships with others will be better also. On the other hand, a lack of self-belief or faith can be seen in our moods, the way we speak about ourselves, our body language, and actions. Without faith and belief in self, every decision can become an almost excruciating process. If you do not believe that you will succeed or do well, then sadly, there is an increased chance that you will not. Doubt and a lack of faith breed mistakes, procrastination, and self-sabotage. But know this, you are not unimportant. You are somebody. You are unique. You have gifts, and you have strengths. You have talents. You are bright with potential, and if you believe in yourself, you will shine. A little belief can go a long way. With faith and self-belief, you can accomplish great things, even miracles. Now, Scorpios tend to not have too much of an issue here. You are usually able to rally and get that self-confidence and faith going. Something has shaken you, and you need to regain that confidence because you're not feeling it right now. All right, so let's see if we have any clarifiers on the question of love and emotion, where you are playing second to the leader in your relationship. What are you meant to be learning this month about that dynamic in your life? The King of Swords. Somebody who is very exacting, can seem somewhat cold and critical to you at times, but really underneath it all, there is deep love. There's just a really high standard they're holding you to, Scorpio. And that can seem harsh sometimes. This person does love you, but they do expect you to follow rules and to stay in your role. And if that's not comfortable for you, if that's not feeling like who you are anymore, then you're going to need to deal with that this month. Two of Wands. You're looking at the situation, you're trying to understand it, and you're making a plan. You're considering what resources you need to address the question. It seems like you're not entirely comfortable right now in this role, and that could be because some dynamic between you has shifted recently. If this is a new relationship, this may be the first time you've been kind of deferring to someone else's direction and guidance. I know the light is really bright here. These cards a little washed out. So there may be just a need to address the dynamic and to understand what you feel. You may be judging yourself for being so passive because it's not who you are standardly, but in this relationship, that's your role. And if you want this relationship, that's where you will be. So you have to decide. You know, you might be quite surprised to find that you're really very comfortable letting others call the shots, letting this partner be the dominant one. Knight of Cups in reverse. This is a different kind of love for you. This is, as I said, not what you're used to. Whoever I'm picking up on, you're usually the leader. Your partner is the follower. You're making the decisions. You're making the plans. You're directing the evolution of the connection. And that is not where you are right now. This is so different for you. Such a different way of loving. And it's just kind of a month where you're getting used to that. And you're trying to figure out, you know, initially it's quite thrilling, but is this who I am? Is this where I want to be? And does this actually work better for me than the way I've been loving, the way I've been partnering in the past? Let's look at the money question. You've got some really exciting possibilities here financially. And it looks like an aspect of your forward movement and your future successes is to not let yourself get too wrapped up in seeing things the way you used to. This nostalgia aspect doesn't really have any place in your future success. So if you're someone who has like a formula that you follow professionally, something that always works, that always makes you money, Spirit is saying, leave it. There's something new, something bigger, something greater waiting for you, and it doesn't look anything like your past. There may be a parting of ways with a partner professionally here, financially. It's someone that you're sharing assets with. You're stepping away from that. I don't really know much more about it than that. I can't really say if that's someone you own a business with, or someone you work with you're not going to work with anymore, or if this is a relationship that's ending and there's a financial aspect to the separating of your belongings, your money, your assets. Let's get one more card of clarification around the money. If it is an ending, it's a good thing, because you've got such great aspects financially this month, Scorpio. And the High Priestess is just saying, you need to go with your gut here. You need to listen to your intuition. It's so important. So important this month from a financial aspect that you listen to your intuition. I think romantically too. You really have to get in touch with your inner voice and see what it's saying to you. Not what others may expect of you, not what you think you're supposed to be like or how you're supposed to handle work and love, but what actually is authentic to your soul. And that might not be something that you spent a lot of time thinking about in the recent past. With regard to what's blocking you and having faith in yourself, dealing with things in a confident manner, getting past hurtful words that may have been spoken to you about mistakes in the past, there's some anxiety there. You really want to regain your confidence. You want to believe that it's possible to leave those past hurts behind, to stop focusing on them, and to shift your perspective back to one of faith. But you're nervous that you won't be able to. You're anxious because it's been very difficult. You've tried before to just, straighten up and work it out, but it hasn't done anything. And so you're a little nervous you won't be able to succeed. The answer isn't a new relationship. If you're thinking you'll get your confidence back if so-and-so just gives you applause, if this person that you care about, a parent, a boss, a friend, a lover, shows their approval, then you'll get your confidence. And that's not the answer. Spirit is saying this is about you. This is all about you, Scorpio, on the inside. You believing in yourself. You can't any longer rely on the approval of others to feel confident, because it is so arbitrary. It comes and goes. It depends on the mood. It may have absolutely nothing to do with you, and it's affecting you too deeply to rely on others for your confidence. One last card here. It's a Six of Wands in reverse. This isn't about... So it's not about a relationship. It's not about someone else's approval. It's not about the approval of the masses. It's not about public acclaim. Your confidence has nothing to do with anyone else. It's about you. And, there's a major energy around you in February that could really help you go deep inside and understand you don't need anyone's approval except your own. Faith is going to come. It's going to be an inside job. So in the past, it may have come from public acclaim. It may have come from other people, relationships. There may have been a million ways externally that you were propping yourself up. And Spirit is saying, not anymore. That's not going to work anymore. You're moving to something greater here. And whole new level is available to you now. But this needs to be addressed. You're blocking yourself because you're relying on externals for that belief or that support of your confidence and your faith. And that won't work anymore. I'm going to pull one oracle card for you. This is the Oracle of Mystical Moments. Just do one oracle card to wrap things up. Let's see what we have for you, Scorpio. Someone else got this one. I forget who. Number 17, Miss Sunshine. I'm going to read from the book for you. Sun, light, energy, courage, clarity. A woman rises high into the sky. Her hair shines bright like the sun. Her skirt looks like a huge building. She comes from a darker place. Beneath her lies gloom and shadows, but her light is glowing. She is like the energy of life and the sun of the universe. She focuses her intentions on the positive and is able to gain clarity. She leaves the night and fears behind. So that's really a nice wrap up here. You're leaving the night and fears behind. You are focused on the light, on the positive, and we saw that in here before in some of the earlier discussion around these cards. Positive thinking, banishing the negative thoughts, right? And having faith and confidence in your future. I think that's what I have for you, Scorpio. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. It's always an honor to read for you. I encourage you to give me some feedback if this sounds like it's resonating for you. And thank you for the likes, shares, and subscribes and support of the channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. We do weekly videos, we do monthly videos, and we have a community on Facebook and Instagram, and we'd really love you to be part of it. So thanks again. I wish you a wonderful February. Blessings.